Hey, welcome in. Welcome, welcome. It's your girl, Stephanie. How you doing out there? Anybody there? It's lunchtime. I'm here in beautiful Columbus, New Jersey. And if you're out there, I just want to welcome you. And I would like to share, I don't know what you're trying to accomplish, but we are all trying to accomplish something. But sometimes we can feel defeated because we look at the huge number that we have to come up with and we kind of give up before we even take the steps. But you can save up to, depending what you want to do, but think about if you could save like at least $4,000 to $5,000 a year just as one person, or two people could save like $10,000. But what I want to tell you is, like for me, which I don't know. Last year I had owed a couple $1,000s to the IRS, and I couldn't believe it because this is like the first year, I found my taxes, but just things have changed. My tax bracket, I guess, whatever they're doing. But I owe them money, and you have to pay it back. There's no way around it. But let's say you wanted, like, I want to buy a house eventually. Maybe you want to buy a house or go on vacation or expenses come up. Well, the the way the economy is, you don't have to be scared, and you don't have to worry about being able to save this money. The one way you could do is like in your withholdings every week from your check, you got to put, like, let's say you wanted to save $5,200 in a year, so you would withhold from federal and state and take an additional $50 on top of whatever they're taking out, and you won't even see the money. Now, at the end of the year, when you go to file, of course, they're going to take taxes out of that money, but when it comes out, you'll probably have about $4,000 after the extra additional taxes come out. But think about if you had an extra, like let's say you're trying to buy a house. A lot of times you want to have like 20 to 30,000. So if you were to save that money over 4 years, you would have about $20,000. And then if two people were doing it, you would have, $40,000 in 4 years. So if your car winds up breaking or something like that, or, expenses, like I have to get my car fixed and it's going to be pretty expensive. I'm sure a couple $100s. So what do I have to do? I have to put it on credit cards and pay it in 6 months so this interest doesn't kick in. But think about if you would just have that money and then after a year you put it into a CD. Like when you would get the money back, put it into like a CD interest bearing account. So on top of your money, you're going to get 5% interest. So instead of paying credit or take out this extra money for your mortgage where the payment you can't afford, you could save that money. Hey, Kyle, how are you? Welcome in. Welcome. Stavros, welcome in. Nice to see you. Kyle, nice to see you. Yeah, I'm in Columbus, New Jersey. I just stopped for my lunch real quick. It's a little bit later, but I started. But I wanted to share this. Hey, what's up, Christina? The Win and Walk with Christina. Welcome in. How are you? Marco, welcome in. Nice to see you. What I was saying is, if you wanted to, we all are going to have expenses come up. Like, let's say you wanted to go on vacation, right? Or you want to get married, let's say. You know how expensive weddings are, or whatever, the ring. So what you would do out of your money, out of your check, like your withholdings, you would put additional, like, let's say you wanted to save $5,000 in a year. So we're already going into April. So right now you could save about $4,000 or whatever. I'm not sure how many more weeks are left, but if you withheld from state and federal an additional $50, it would add up to $5,000, 5,200. But of course, they're going to take taxes out after the overpayment. So you would have that money every year. So if you wanted to, like, we all want to go on vacation, but to come up with thousands of dollars at one time is just a bit ridiculous, right? Let's be honest. So I did it because last year was the first year I owed the IRS money like that, like a couple $1,000s. And this is, I'm paying taxes, you know, but the tax bracket, you know, when your kids grow up and stuff like this, your tax bracket jumps up. And I guess now, and for whatever reason, it seems like they're taking a lot more taxes from me. But that's how you could save for whatever expense you wanted, you know. Right over here. Look at these flowers real quick. I'll show you. How you doing, Christina? I know a Stavros. Went to school with him. And how you doing, Marco? Look at these flowers. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. I think these are Gerber daisies. But that's what I wanted to share with you. So think about it. If you had that money, right, you know, you could choose what you wanted to do with it and save it for a rainy day, you know. You could save it because we all gonna have expenses come up, but like I have to, if I want to buy a house, I got to come up with $30,000. So if I save that money each year, it'll take me like 6 to 7 years, you know, and then put it in a CD, interest-bearing CD, so you get the interest each year. This is how the investors do it, you know. So instead of us paying these crazy interest rates and have to rely on using credit, we would have money to buy the stuff that we wanted to. What's my favorite car? You know, the Hyundai Santa Cruz I really like. That is like one of my favorite. Infiniti Q45 is like one of my favorite cars, but I mean, it's an old school car, but it's so nice. How about you? What's your favorite car? I really want to buy the Hyundai Santa Cruz when I get the money. You can tow 5,000 pounds with that, and it's like a truck car, you know. So if you wanted to get like a RV or something, a little RV or pop up, you could tow it right on the back, you know. 5,000 pounds is pretty good, you know. Trailer. But that's all I want to say, guys. Isn't that nice? Houses, historic houses. Let me get my pizza real quick. Drink some soda. Pepsi. That pizza. I don't want to show my truck. BMW M8 best car. Nice. If I was in 2 houses, I probably could afford something like that. But you know, you gotta maintenance these cars too. So it's another thing. Nice, yeah. BMWs are nice. The Beamers, right? Lamborghini. How about them? Lambos. Range Rovers. Are you from Egypt, I guess? Or Turkey? The pizza's so good here. I got 2 slices and a soda for $5.45. Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. Ashimorian, nice. I don't even know what they look like, to be honest. I know the name, but I have no idea what they look like, you know? Look how fast these cars are going. But, Christina, I hope, guys, check out each other's channel. And if you can, in the comments, once this uploads, try to leave your channel. So this way I can come over and stop by. Because I don't know if I'm going to remember all the channels. I know Christina because she's been friends with me for a long time. We've been friends for 3 years, sisters. But just good supporters, you know, all positive. We keep it real, but positive. It's never like trolling or anything like that. So, all right, well, keep it real, guys. And that's how you could save about $20,000 for one person. depending how much you withhold from your, check. And then at the end of the year, when you file, you won't get all of it back because they take taxes, but that's it. Okay? I have no idea who that is. Nicola. I like that name. I have no idea. Is it a boxer or something? I like the name though. But it's a Greek name, I guess. Well, guys, I'm going to go because I want to finish eating, and then I got to get on the road because I still have about 5 stops left. I start later because I take my son to school half the time. Okay? God bless you and have a wonderful day. And I hope these tips helped. Thumbs up, share out, subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Thank you for stopping in and sitting with me. All right, bye, guys.